into the Well, it is another beautiful day here on the farm, but yesterday was a rainy day, and so we made a whole bunch of donuts. I am going to put them in my container here and freeze them. I didn't have quite enough glaze, so some of them I just left plain in here. And I really want to actually make donuts with you here one of these times, so I won't share the recipe quite yet, but hopefully soon we can actually do the process on camera. We are currently getting ready to host my baby sister's wedding here in just a couple of weeks, and so things are a little bit crazy. That's why I've been doing a lot of this food prep. That's why we started so many flowers this year, and so much of what you've been seeing, the reason behind is actually for this wedding coming up and just getting ready to host a lot of people coming from out of town, out of state, even out of country, and so we are just really looking forward to a really fun time together. And wow, this is not going to be near big enough, but that was also the inspiration between our big donut day yesterday. My family did arrive, which has been just super fun having them around. Two of my sisters are not here this weekend, and then my brother isn't here yet. So right now it's just my parents and then the bride. But even though we're getting ready for this big event, there's still just a lot of normal day-to-day life, all the gardening. It's also just that time of year. And so we'll see what all we get done today. But first up, I wanted to just pack up these donuts. The reason that I did them single layer, by the way, to first freeze them is just for the glaze. This glaze is kind of like a crispy, what are they called? Krispy Kreme, I think, donuts, like where it hardens. But I still wanted to freeze them this way just to make sure that they kept a nice clean coat. And then this is actually a peanut butter glaze that was sweetened with honey. Both of them absolutely delicious. I did sample them both yesterday, but I need to grab another container here to put the rest in. Yeah. Okay, got them all packed up. I didn't have enough of these containers, so I just put the rest in Ziploc bags. See if I can fit these into the freezer. Another thing that I need to finish cleaning up today from yesterday is mashed beans. My mom actually made these for me. You can see that they formed a little bit of a crust on top from sitting out overnight. That is totally fine. We will just make sure that they are well mashed, and then I'll also put these in Ziploc bags and freeze them. We love these mashed beans on so many things. We put in cheese and ketchup and mustard, and I think I've shown that whole process to you on here before, but they are just such a delicious and nutritious side dish to go with any Mexican meal. We like them with enchiladas and rice or with tacos. We love them with homemade tortilla chips. They're just such a handy thing to have in the freezer, ready to go. You can just pull out a bag and literally reheat it, and they still taste just as good. So let me grab some Ziploc bags. Oh, I have one more here actually. I think it goes. I don't mind if it goes. It's fine. I think I have 6 bags here. We'll take these to the freezer as well. See how much more stuff we can fit in there. About a year ago now, I purchased a table and a set of chairs for our porch area, sunroom area, and we have used that thing like crazy. We've homeschooled there, we've eaten meals there, and one thing about Josh that you might not know is he used to work at an Amish woodworking shop and has just always been so picky on furniture quality, and so I often feel like I can't just go out and buy anything because it needs to reach his standards of perfection, which are pretty high. And so I was curious what he would think about this table that I ordered, right? Because it was a wood table, and he was actually really impressed with the quality, but it has held up so well for all this time. And so I actually reached out to that company, which is Castlery, and asked if they would sponsor a video of mine. It is very rare that I reach out to a brand like that, but I knew that I stood behind their furniture and I already had such good experience with them. And so I'm really honored and grateful that they are sponsoring this portion of today's video. They honestly have so many good pieces, and I have all these boxes sitting outside right now that I'm just itching to get into. But just a couple quick notes before we do so. First of all, you can order free fabric swatches. And so if you're not sure on the fabrics, because they do have a lot of options, you can actually order a swatch and see the exact fabric in your space, which is super, super nice. I love that a lot of their sectionals have a lot of different orientations you can pick from, L-shaped, U-shaped, all the different ones to perfectly fit your space, which is super, super nice. Some of them have hidden storage as well. If you end up getting your product and not completely happy with it, they do have a 14-day return window. And so you can just rest assured, even as you're ordering them, that if you are not completely happy with them, you do have that option. So anyways, okay, I just have to go out there and get these boxes in and see what actually these pieces look like. Let's go. Oh my goodness, everything is looking so good so far. Oh, that's the coffee table. We have a 6'4" husband, and the smear lengthwise is almost as big. Oh my goodness, I am so excited and grateful that we got this before the wedding. But just knowing the quality already from this company and having the privilege of working with them again is truly such a gift. They were so kind as to offer you a coupon code as well if you are interested in trying out Castlery, which I will leave for you in the description box below. I hope that helps you out. If you end up getting any pieces, I would love to hear what you purchased and how impressed you are just with the quality of things as well. So a huge thank you to Castlery for sponsoring this portion of today's video. The past few weeks, we have just been getting dumped with rain day after day after day. So I'm so excited that even though it's overcast this morning, it's not raining, maybe a slight little drizzle, but I am itching to get out there to my roses. They are in their first flush. They are always so beautiful, especially their first flush just covered in blooms, although I do feel like all of this rain and wetness has affected them a little bit. Some of them are a little bit spotty, which is unfortunate, but we are still just really enjoying every last bloom, and I like to go out there every couple days and pick some. So let's do that next. Yeah, did you want to come with Mama? You hear the birdies? They're definitely looking a little bit heavy laden, a little bit droopy, a little bit wet, but still so beautiful. So we'll still go ahead and pick some. Okay, I guess I'm going to keep it pretty small here. I just ended up picking a couple of blooms. They are beautiful, but it's so hard to tell what to pick right now with them being so wet. And so I'm going to wait at least until this afternoon, maybe tomorrow, to pick more. Their petals are just starting to fall off, and I think I saw a couple slugs, so that is not fun. But it's just been so incredibly wet, so they've been hard to care for. Even in the garden, I feel like things are just not looking amazing right now because it's just been wet and chilly. But according to the weather forecast, in just like 3-4 days, we are supposed to get full-on summer. So I am very ready for that, both for myself and then of course all my plants that are struggling a little bit with all this chilly dampness. While we're out here, do you want to see where the wedding ceremony is supposed to be? It's going to be so beautiful. Okay, you've seen this area many times before. Usually there's cows grazing in here. I don't know how clearly you can see it, but right now there's a fence in there that's not usually there, and that is because that is where the wedding ceremony is supposed to take place, just to the left of this tree here. It is so pretty down there. We'll have to show you up close sometime. So right now the cows are just grazing around, well, right now they're in the barn, but usually they're just grazing around there, so they can still be outside, but we didn't exactly want cow pies in the ceremony, so that area is fenced off. So this is a big cornfield here, and the guests will walk down between 2 cornfields down there all the way down in here, and that's where the ceremony is supposed to take place. So I'm so excited. It's going to be gorgeous. Another thing on my agenda today is to make a big batch of granola. Now normally when I'm making granola, I just kind of throw things together. I'll start with some rolled oats. We'll do some different kinds of nuts. I usually add in maple syrup, honey, and just kind of throw it together. But my sister-in-law just the other day dropped off a batch of granola that she had made, and it was absolutely delicious. So I asked her for the recipe and she sent it over, and so this is not that exact recipe, but it is kind of derived off of that. So I'll leave this one for you down in the description box below. And I'm going to start off with 24 cups of rolled oats. And then I have a bunch of different nuts here that I want to pull from. I think we're going to do some pecans, some slivered almonds, and then I also have some sliced almonds. And I'm thinking maybe like a cup each that I'll add to this. Actually, let's do 2 cups. Next, I'm going to do some brown sugar. This is organic light brown sugar. 2 cups of that. 2 cups of maple syrup. And then I already melted this. This is 2 cups of coconut oil and a cup of butter. And then we'll do about 4 teaspoons of vanilla along with about a teaspoon of salt and then some cinnamon. We'll go for like 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay, and then we'll just stir it all together. You're gonna try it? All right, we've got that all mixed in here. I really want to add some puffed millet in here. She had put some in hers and it was delicious. So I need to still get that, but I think it'll work to bake this as is and then maybe just add the puffed millet later. That's pretty good, isn't it? Is it yummy? So I'm just going to spread this into some cookie sheets lined with parchment paper, and then we'll bake it at 300 degrees for around 45 minutes. Are you stitching? Well, plans changed a little bit yesterday and I ended up not getting more filming done, but it's a new day and a lot to do again, so I think I'm gonna head out there this morning and actually finish planting my potatoes. A lot of my potato plants are already probably this big, but I still haven't actually finished planting, so my last row needs to be put in the ground, and that'll be another thing to cross off of my to-do list. Sometimes it feels like for everything that I cross off of my to-do list, I'm adding a thing or two. But currently it is 5 pages long, I think going on 6 right now. And so every day I'm just referencing this, and just writing it all down on paper is super helpful for me instead of just constantly like it all just spinning through my mind and I start to feel like, I just don't know what to do, and I just start running in circles. Like this, I can look at my list, I can pick one thing to work on, do that one thing, cross that thing off, and pick the next thing to do. And that seems to be the most efficient way for me to actually get all these things done. So that's the first thing on my list this morning. Well, I rescued my bag of potatoes from the trash. Somebody must have thrown it out. Looks like they're still good to go. We've got really good eyes going, so I'm just gonna divide these up like I showed in a previous video, and then we'll pop them in the ground. Okay, so my mom, the gardening queen, is here. And so many of you have been asking how to get big onions, and I've never I don't think I've ever seen bigger onions than I saw at your place.
Oh, wow.
They
Nice.
were like, what, 4 inches? 6?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Huge onions, and they keep well, right?
Oh, yes.
So I asked Mom if she would share with you some of her tips. So right now she's digging, and I'll give you a close-up of this here soon, but she's digging the soil away. What does that do? Like start curing them early?
Yeah, so they grow bigger if they are not in the soil.
Okay, you just want the roots in.
Yeah.
Do you
basically
keep
once you have like an inch or 2 big onions,
yeah,
then you want to uncover them to basically the base. It's almost like they're sitting on the soil.
Uh-huh.
and that helps to cure them, but they also have a lot of space. They just grow a lot
get so
bigger
big.
if they're
So
don't have the
first of
soil.
all, my first thing I always did wrong was plant them way too close. You want to plant them like 4,
And
5,
this is
6
good.
inches apart.
This is
And then
very
you
good.
dig this away, and do you do anything else?
No, I mean right
That's
now
the
we're
main
trimming
thing.
some of the greens because there's a lot of greens.
To
We're
freeze
gonna
dry.
yes,
Yeah.
but that's the main thing.
Yeah.
They grow a lot bigger.
So this is the onions here before. You can see the dirt is right to them, and then over here is what she's doing, is pulling the dirt away to expose. You're trying to expose more of this, is that it? How do you know how far to
Well,
dig it?
it's perfect if it's basically sitting on the grass.
Oh, okay.
On
So
the
basically
soil.
just the roots are covered.
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna do here for the whole box. And then I also got my bag of these little vine clips out here to start tying up our tomatoes. So we are clipping on tomatoes here, and that just helps them to keep them trained up. And then we also actually need to do the same thing over here by my climbing roses. I just like to keep them clipped up so that they grow nicely around the arch. It's that time of year. Kyra, can we see your basket? That is beautiful. Wow. Want to freeze dry these onion greens, and then we have some kale. She put some of her pansies on. That's so cute. And then there's also some lettuce back here. It's hard to see in the shade, but so fun. We are full on into strawberry season here, so I just picked up 3 flats of them. A lot of these will probably be used for fresh eating or desserts, breakfast, that kind of thing. But I do want to get 1 load going in my freeze dryer so that we can start that process. So we're gonna do that, and then the rest of them I think we're just gonna pop in the fridge for now. Very pretty, I love that. Yeah. Wow, those onion greens smell good. Okay. Yeah. Pretty fun, right? You could take a bath in there. Well, that is a very little glimpse into our very busy life right now. I hope you enjoyed following along. I feel like it was kind of scattered everywhere, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but we are just trying to get a ton of things done, and sometimes it's hard to take the camera along for everything, but I hope that you enjoyed following along today. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, friends.
Golden, golden things.